SkyPrep lets you quickly create engaging content using the Studio Content Builder. To launch Studio, click on Training Elements, then Studio. On the next page, click on Create Studio Doc and give the content a name. The interface has several important areas. The Publish Document button finalizes your changes and applies them to the live instances of the document. Review Learner Attempts will display your learners' responses to questions. Document Version allows you to see the different versions that you have published, as well as the number of users that are currently viewing, are in progress in, or have completed each version. Document Settings lets you configure document-wide settings. The General Settings tab in the Document Settings contains 3 settings. The main language is used to specify what language the Studio document is written in. Learner Display Mode allows you to toggle between a scrolling view, similar to a PDF, or a slide deck view, similar to a PowerPoint presentation. Strict pagination sets a document to only allow learners to progress if they've completed everything on the page. If your document contains questions, Question Details lets you specify how many points a correct answer will give on a per question basis, as well as how many total points a user needs to achieve for a passing grade. Custom Feedback allows you to tailor completion messages based on whether the user passed or failed the document, as well as if they achieved a certain score based on the points awarded from questions. Audio Video Explainer allows you to upload or record a video or audio explainer for any section to reinforce the content. You can also use AI to generate narration if your plan has AI features enabled. Export allows you to export the document as either a SCORM 1.2 or PDF file, or share it via a URL. The Save Document button saves your current progress. This button is mostly for your peace of mind, as Studio documents automatically save changes as you work, shown in the upper left. The Preview button shows what the document will look like from the learner's perspective. The Chapters table of contents shows you a breakdown of all of the document's chapters, the sections they contain, and icons that show which content blocks are being used. The buttons to create a new chapter are also found here. The contextual panel's contents are determined by the current content block that you are working on and will show configuration options specific to the block type. Block Library houses all of the content blocks available for use and allows you to drag and drop content blocks into sections that you create, functioning as the building blocks for your Studio document. To start adding content blocks to your document, click on the Add a Chapter button, located on the left panel, then on Create from Scratch. Give your chapter a name by typing in the text field, then click Add Section. Sections are essentially pages in the chapter. The document is made up of chapters, each with their own set of sections. While you can add as many sections to a chapter as you want, you can also create chapters that only have one section. Give your section a name and either click the Add Blank Section button or choose one of the existing layouts and click Save Selection. You can also delete sections in the next window as well as add additional ones. Now that you have a section created, you can begin adding content blocks to build your Studio document. Use the text option if you want to type text content. When you click on your text block, the contextual panel will contain settings specific to the current block type, as well as the General Settings tab. The General Settings tab is available for all blocks and lets you set the required viewing time, shift the content block left or right, duplicate it, or remove it. Clicking on the section in the chapter's table of contents, you can use the Layout option to choose whether the different blocks in the sections are displayed in separate tabs or in a grid layout. There are controls to move this section up or down in the chapter, add a page break below the current section, and to duplicate or delete the section. These options are available for every section of your Studio document. The Image Content block allows you to add a custom image. You may also select an image by searching Unsplash's image catalog, insert a GIF through the Giphy search option, or use AI to generate an image if your platform supports AI. Video lets you either upload a video directly from a computer or search YouTube and easily embed any video. When searching YouTube, you can use the search bar as an address bar to upload specific videos. The Viewer Content block allows you to upload your own files, similar to how the material is displayed in the platform. You can upload most file types and have it viewed in the document. The SP Material block lets you reuse content that you've already uploaded into SkyPrep. Selecting this option will open the Material section where you can easily choose which item you want to embed, similar to how the Viewer block works, but this time with content that is already in your SkyPrep platform. Question allows you to add different question types to test your learners while they're working through the document and its content. There are 7 question formats that are currently supported. Multiple choice. Type a question and enter the possible answer choices. Users can be required to select one or multiple options based on which multiple choice option type you choose. true or false. Type a statement and set whether it is true or false. Order. Type a list of items in order from top down. Learners will need to reorder a scrambled version of the list. Mix and match. Type two lists of items, with each row a matching pair. Learners will need to identify which pairs match in a scrambled side-by-side list format. Fill in the blank. Type the full, correct phrase in the text field and select the word that should be hidden. You can enter additional words that will either be shown or accepted based on whether word bank or user entry styles are chosen. Short answer. Enter the question text and choose how learner can respond. You can choose between a video response, text response, and an audio response, with the option to require a response for each. To assign points to assessment questions, click Document Settings, and under the Question Details section, you can set the individual question point values, as well as the required number of points needed to complete the document. The Branching Form content block allows you to create a form or assessment that provides users with different options based on the previous answer or response they submitted. To create a branching form, give the form a name and click on Add Question to start. On the next panel, you can start building out the form. Use a question field to enter the question that the learner will be answering. Attach Question Image allows you to attach an image to the question if required. Question Type lets you toggle between multiple choice or text input. Question Behavior determines what happens when the question is answered. You can choose from Proceed to Next Question, Jump to another question, and End Form. With Proceed to Next Question selected, if answered, the user will be taken to the next question in the form. With the Jump to another question selected, if answered, the user will be taken to the question number specified, allowing the form order and its content to change dynamically based on the answers. With End Form, if answered, the form will be considered complete. This is also the behavior of the last question in the form if Proceed to Next Question is selected. If text input was selected instead of multiple choice, rather than selecting predefined options, learners will need to enter the answers themselves. To configure a text input question, enter the word that the learner should enter in the Text Entered Is field. If there are multiple correct options or variations, you can separate acceptable answers with a comma. For example, you can enter red, white, and both red and white individually will be accepted. Clicking Add Branching option will add another Text Entered Is field, allowing you to take learners down multiple paths based on their answer. You can also specify what happens when a non-supported answer is given with the All Other Cases option, which also lets you choose from Proceed to Next Question, Jump to another question, and End Form. The Scenario content block will create scenario-based or role-play training, where learners can respond to a given scenario using an AI bot if your plan is AI enabled. The Feedback content block allows you to collect feedback from your learners through various formats. Short text allows learners to submit typed feedback. Multiple choice allows learners to pick feedback from the provided options. Rating lets learners submit a rating on a customizable scale that ranges from 1 to 10. You can also change the icon that is being used for the ratings. Opinion scale allows users to submit a rating on a scale that can be numerical or based on emotional response, such as strongly agree versus strongly disagree. The Confirmation content block allows you to request information or an attestation from your learners. You can choose from several different formats. Signature requires the learner's signature signed with either their mouse or finger. Date saves the date and time that a learner clicks on the Date button. Checkbox requires the learner to tick a checkbox, and you can also choose combinations of the available options. The Hotspot content block allows you to upload an image and mark key target zones using the Add Target Zone button. When a learner clicks on the zone, they will see the Enter text pop up as an overlay. The Flashcard content block lets you create decks of cards with terms or concepts on the front and a description on the back. Images can also be added to the front and or back of the card to further explain the term or concept. When a learner clicks on the front of the flashcard, the back will then be displayed. The Journey content block lets you upload a sequence of images and text descriptions for each. Users can drag a slider to move through the sequence, viewing the images and text descriptions in order. The Accordion content block lets you create multiple sections that each have a collapsible text element. The Pop-up content block allows you to create text and add an optional image that, when clicked, opens a pop-up window that shows additional content. The Flowchart content block lets you drag and drop different elements onto the page and map out a flowchart. Clicking and dragging the text of an element will allow you to move it, while clicking and dragging on the element shape will allow you to draw arrows to other elements. Double-click on the text to change what the text says. The org chart content block functions identically to the flowchart, but rather than placing objects freely, the org chart will automatically restructure itself in a top-down order based on how your objects are linked. The final block is the spacer content block. This is an empty block that allows you to add a white space to a section to visually separate different elements on the page. Once you've created your content, you can add animations to different sections of your studio document. To do so, just click on the section you want to add a transition animation to, then on the Animation tab. Use the drop-down menu to choose the animation style, then set how quickly the animation should play and how long the delay should be before it is shown. Before users are able to access a document, you'll need to publish it. Click on Publish Document at the top of your page and give the version a name. Finally, decide who you want to publish the document to. If you select all learners, including people currently on an older version, every user, including those who have started or completed older versions, will see the updated version and content, and their progress will be reset. Users who have completed a course that contains an older version will not have their overall course status affected. If new learners to this document is selected, only people who haven't already started an older version of the document will see the updated version. Users who already have progress or completion will not be affected in any way. After publishing, the studio document will then become available for use in your platform and can be added to your courses like any other material. If your plan supports AI, you can also perform automatic translations for any published document. To configure a document to support translations, click on the Settings button in the upper right and choose a default language. This lets the platform know what language the original text is in and prevents admin confusion if there are multiple languages available to edit. After you've published the version you want to translate using the Publish Document button, click on the Document Versions button in the upper right and click on the Translate to another language button for the version you want to translate. Choose the language that you want your content translated into and make sure Auto Translate with AI is turned on. You will see a pop-up and a status bar letting you know that your content is being translated. When translating content, the following content blocks are not supported: image, video, viewer, fill in the blank questions, SP material, org chart, and flowchart. Additionally, when previewing the main version of a document, the interface buttons will be displayed using the language you've set for your account. When previewing a translated version of the document, the interface buttons will be displayed using the translated language. If you have any additional questions about using Studio Documents, you can contact your account manager, contact our support team by using the blue button in the bottom right corner of your screen, or email support@skyprep.com.